Thanks, Chris.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. Good morning. You know, I like to listen and not just hear, and I've done just that. I sat here and just listened to what has been said and what we talked about. We're talking about something that is important to all of us. But we're talking about evidence, forensic evidence. And let me say on the record that I've heard a commentary about how evidence is handled, has not been handled, who should do it, who shouldn't do it. Evidence doesn't belong to the police, evidence doesn't belong to the prosecutors, evidence doesn't belong to the defense. You know, it speaks for itself. And there's this very serious problem in our criminal justice system today. And a lot of it has to do with how forensic evidence has not been handled properly across America. And there are a lot of reasons for that. But I don't want to mislead anyone today. What we're doing today with the LGC is not going to fix the problems on the ground in the crime lab. Okay, as an example, the LGC is not going to pass today or whenever, and those sexual assault kits are going to just get examined. It's not going to happen. The competency issues that are there, the LGC is not going to fix that. The lack of proper equipment, the LGC implementation is not going to fix that. There's a lot of work that needs to be done. Now, the LGC is a vehicle that can be utilized to do some of the things to bring back the public trust that is much needed. As an example, proper oversight. Police chiefs across America, you know, yours truly included, that's not our background. We're not trained in the forensic areas. We're not properly educated to provide the proper oversight over forensic centers. That's not what we're trained to do. It's not what we're educated to do. The board, the LGC, brings the proper skill sets to the table to provide proper oversight, to ensure that things such as proper resources can be garnered, in that there's no longer need to compete for resources within a high-profile organization, that the proper training can be in place, that the public trust is rebuilt. Ideally, truly, we do want to have a laboratory that is a combined operation with Harris County. No doubt about that. That's the goal. I would sit here today and say that if at some point down the road, the county and the city doesn't come together, we fail this community. If that doesn't happen at some point down the road. But today, I think to not move forward and approve the LGC would not serve the citizens of Houston in the best interest. We have an obligation, we have a duty to do what we can to ensure that citizens in Houston, Harris County, Texas, and across America commits to rebuild that trust that they had in our criminal justice process across America. Those of us in this business for decades, we have a major concern that across America, and Houston's no different, but a larger number of people are losing trust in our criminal justice system, and that's not good. The officers are doing, in my view, an exemplary job here. As Councilman Sullivan has said, I think the mayors, the police chief, the other governing bodies, they've done what they could do as we understood the technology at that time and had the resources we had at that time. But today, we know better. We have an opportunity to do better. So, having said that, I think that we have to do what we can to make sure that there's proper oversight. And I challenge any police chief in America to demonstrate that he or she has the proper education, training, or experience to provide oversight over a forensic center. We do not. There needs to be special attention given to this area. A police chief doesn't do that, can't do that. Too many other things are going on. And we need that non-competition for resources within a high-profile department. And the LGC will be able to do that to help ensure that there are proper resources in place. These things won't happen overnight. This is a good move, but this doesn't do the work. This simply builds a framework to help ensure that the work is going to get done. If we pass this today, I don't want people walking out here thinking that those problems that exist in our lab are going to be solved today. It's not. There's some great people who are being nominated for these positions, and I intend to support each one of them because they bring the skill sets to the table. So I would encourage us to move forward with this, but however, the goal must be to consolidate with the county. If we don't do that down the road, we fail the system of Harris County, Texas, and Houston. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember. Very well said. No other council members in the queue. Moving to a vote on the item. Favoring, opposed, item carries. Councilmember Brown and Christie voting no.